Mango. Yes. I want mangoes. I literally said, Computer, I don't like mangoes. No. I don't think I ever said that. Just fuck it up with the texture. What is this? I think I made this brush. She's drawing where she snatched 32 children in 2006, yeah. Down, down, down by the river. By the river. Down, down, down by the river. I do not snatch children. They're very annoying. Just eat them? I wish. If I had to eat children to maintain eternal youth, I would. Easily. Come here, Billy. Silksong broke my gaming spirit? No, it was horror slop. Because I actually want to go back to finish Silksong. I just haven't had time. Thanks, last day of June. Thanks, United Pro. Whoops. I don't like attention whores in chat. There's always a lot of like really creepy men that really want the attention of just any girl they see online. I regularly have to block so many creepy men. It's very annoying. Just always having to like be hyper aware of making sure you don't accidentally attract more creepy men here. Lots of creepy men. This is a drawing of child kidnapping. Looks like he's flying away because of the shadow. I don't really feel like talking, I'm just working. Please forgive me. Come here. Very creepy music. I mean, it fits. Color our party hats usually. Yellow. I don't think it matters. A very nice hat. Oh yeah, polka dots. True. I love polka dots. You want a hat too? Oh my god, it's a pepperoni pizza. Thanks, Johnny Sour. This was a very good idea. What is a tree? Thanks, Rack Attack. If a tree falls and a drift loon kidnaps a child, did the tree fall? Or something?
Place your heart with mine. Let your sleeping soul take flight. Take me through the night. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Hanging moon in fog. Mist will lead where you belong. Sweep me off my feet. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Pinky amber, swirling fast.
Swirling dance?
Just leave the flames and take a chance to be with me tonight. Take my hand and hold it tight. 'Cause you and I are everywhere. The night is young. We're going down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Down, down, down by the river. Don't wake me up, just leave me there, dreaming.
Down, down, down.
Dans sa robe, elle rayonne, lumière de velours. Dans sa robe de jour feutré, elle dessine mouvement parfait, douceur
Thanks, Vandrian and Cujo. Getting rid of the outline. Yeah, your turn. I want to listen to Baldur's Gate 3 song. It's I forgot what it's called. It's not down by the river. No. Oh, Song of Baldurin. That's what it is, yeah. If you hear, you go bald. You know that?
Oh, sing a song of Balduran, who founded Baldur's Gate. Empire golden, built on trade, could not avert his fate. When three Doded assailed his fort, transformed he fell their thrall. Succumbed as threat from nether years, arose to conquer all. Now hope is gone, or so it seems, but game's not over yet. New cards are drawn, new hands are played, newcomers blaze a bet.
Live! Lives! I already played this.
Lives, oh mortal lives, expire. Souls go to their dooms in flame forevermore.
God, I love the organ. Fucking love organs.
Hell, hell, hell has its laws. Hell, hell, effect and the cause. Curtain falls, but hold your applause. Squirm, squirm, for now down here come the claws.
Lives, oh mortal lives, expire. Souls go to their dooms in flame forevermore.
Fools, fools, how hard you have fought. Brave, brave, but it's all been for naught. True souls that couldn't be bought. Doomed, detected, and caught. No more deals, it's over. The final act, you're doomed. No more grace, it's over. This house of hope. You're doomed.
That's enough. It stopped singing, it's just instrumentals.
Vacarme s'en va dans l'oubli éternel. Et Gustave Dom Guardiam, didim dididididam, lutes sera doridom, seram. Dim dim da 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 dim da 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 dim da di dam. Dim dim da 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 dim da 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 dim da di dam. Dans là-haut sera ravi, les toits à sur noir gris fera. Clair, obscur, trouble de rature, trouvera effet. Clair, obscur, bordé aux peintures, trouvera sans elle.
I think Shine Hub.
Obscur, trouble de rature, trouvera effet. Clair, obscur, Obscur des repas tu trouveras sans elle. Eau claire, obscur, trouble, rature, clair, obscur, guardé aux peintures. Clair, obscur, trouble de rature, couvrera Eiffel. Clair, obscur, guardé aux peintures, trouvera sans elle. Clair, obscur, trouble de rature, couvrera Eiffel. Clair, obscur, guardé aux peintures, trouvera sans elle.
Movie clips? Yeah, 2. I'm doing my daily assignment. Damn, I worked fast as fuck on this. Well, mostly because I had it in my head already. How fast is this? Less than an hour? Damn, I fucking ate. 57 minutes. I mean, I'm not done yet, but pretty fast. Yeah, my daily art speed run. That's my assignment. It's not AIR because I'm using green. No, it's not that AI doesn't use green, it's this person got caught tracing over AI, so she recorded herself using a time lapse, but then used chroma keyer set to green, so we couldn't see the layer of AI she was tracing over, and people noticed because her color wheel was missing green. So she did all that effort to try to prove she can draw when she wasn't drawing. All that to avoid learning how to draw is fucking crazy. It's insanity. So much effort put into faking art, yeah. You know, if you just draw, you'll get good, right? It really is that easy. Skills can be developed? No! What? When did I get my piano? A week ago? Has it been a week? Any more magic packs? No. What song is this? Claire Obscure by Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Dans le silence et la nuit, magie et poésie prennent vie, lueur taciturne, muse des âmes nocturnes. Demi-lune à demi-mot, murmure étant ton manteau, clair
Why Monoko loves feet is awesome. I love that.
sagesse éclaire nos esprits, esquisse dans l'air ta magie opère poussière.
Yeah, when he wanted to cuddle, oh my god, it made so much sense.
Demi-lune à demi-mot, murmurant et tantôt manteau, clair-obscur de la nuit, ta sagesse éclaire nos esprits. Artiste fébrile, pinceau invisible, trait d'encre indélébile, croissant de rêve, dans ce monde où tout s'achève, où tout s'achève.
God, every day there's just an extra band-aid on my hand.
Que la lune se
My Chungus fucking life.
dans l'aube, ton cœur se pose.
I don't even know how I got the cut on my thumb.
Dans l'obscurité, décidé vers l'éternité. Demi-lune à demi-mot, murmurant et tantôt manteau, clair-obscur de la nuit, ta sagesse éclaire nos esprits. Artiste fébrile,
I'm gonna just scrape myself somewhere. Oh no, it's not from piano. I was ripping open a cardboard box and I think I just got a cardboard cut. This was from rock climbing. The pinky. It's just annoying because like I'm doing shit with my hands and I just constantly feel it. Like being brushed against. Fucking annoying.
Clair-obscur, l'océan peinture, lux aeternam, aeternam lutas luteram, radulinam guardiam diriram.
The liquid, oh, the hydrocolloid? You cut to the bone on your thumb? Jesus! Ouch! Yeah, I think if you cut like too far in your hand, it makes your body just freak the fuck out. Why you do that? Yeah, is it like a nerve thingy? Well, I'm done. I don't really have anything else to add, honestly. give him a little hat. That's cute. This is a cute color scheme. Oh yeah, so what happened with FaZe Banks and saying the N-word and then I'm assuming it has also to do with all the people leaving FaZe or something? What happened there? He freaking ulted? Also, I might throw up. I'm really nauseous. But I think I'm okay. I ain't no bit. He was typing thing. Phase down. Something about giving the members only 20% cut. What? Huh? So everybody left FaZe, and I'm guessing FaZe Banks is upset. Is there something like that? Apparently Max and some other gentlemen of color in parentheses pressured Banks to say the N-word, then exposed it. Wait, what? What does that have to do with the leaving? It was heard if they re-signed, they would take 20% cut of their earnings. Yeah, that would be really stupid. Why would you sign to an org and have them take your money? That's what he puts in his explanation video? Wait, what? I'm gonna okay, if I don't come back, I'm probably stuck on the toilet. 1 second. I lived. It'll probably pass. His explanation video. Where's his explanation video? And then now you can't just like, because you're bitter that you didn't, start lashing out.
Lui, étincelle, fragment essentiel, éclat,
Anyways, back to kidnapping kids art, yeah. I have an hour until Hungry Games.
ardent regard.
There's a lot of very, okay, so basically, if you're very unethical, the best way to ride the coattails of a very successful streamer is to be a very unethical businessman. And once you get your grubby claws onto a streamer that doesn't know any better, oh, you're gonna be riding the gravy train. So where this happens is agents, merch designers, a lot of like these companies that try to basically use your clout in a way to make money. If this streamer doesn't know any better, you will be in very, very good hands. So for example, some merch companies will for some reason just like not pay out the creators because they were waiting for the profits of a future upcoming drop to pay the previous drop because they didn't actually have the money, but then they managed to convince you to sign and work with them because they had all these other people that also were working for it, and then blah blah blah. And then they go bankrupt. Yeah, V Shoujo, also very unfortunate. And then also agents that don't have your best interests in mind, but also just want to make more money off of you, convincing you not to join an organization for talent agency because that means they get less money. So then they're like, no, stick with me, work with me instead. But then they take 50% of your cut when normally the industry standard is 10 to 20%. But they make sure that you never find out. Some agents are very predatory, yes. And they'll, because they know that the streamer doesn't know any better, will be like, yeah, it's normal for me to take 40%. But another massive issue with the I think just like another thing that they could have worked on is how do orgs make money? They generally should never be taking any of the content creators' money, but actually be instead paying content creators money. So what FaZe could have done is, yes, sign them, but don't take 20% of the cut. Then you, as an organization that has way more resources with your team of agents, go approach other companies, major brands, and sell your entire roster as a package. And be like, hey, if you partner with us, Monster Energy Drink, you are getting 5 million impressions a day, and how much money can you pay us for that? Oh, 100 mil? Perfect. And then you take that 100 mil and you give it to the creators and other people in the org. That's how orgs make money. You sell your roster as a package. They couldn't even do that, and they were trying to cut corners on the amount of business making that needs to be done by just taking a cut from the creators. That's fucking dumb as hell. No wonder they're gonna fucking want to flay you for that. That's what they tried. The deliverables were getting fucked up. Well, then that's just management issue, and then that's just logistics, and like they're just fucking up. Like, come on, you have to be on top of all that. If even that is falling apart at the deliverables level, your org is ass. Uneducated, by the way. Like, come on, how is this not common sense?
Dam, dadilam, vacarme, s'en va dans l'oubli éternel. Et Gustave
when he said we'll figure it out later, yeah, no, this is insane. But also, the 2 minutes he knew FaZe was going downhill, they went from having McDonald's. Yeah, so organizations, like for example, we're just going to use FaZe as an example, is they should have a team of people who are constantly pitching their org and their roster meaning like everybody that's signed to them, to other brands to work with them and get massive long-term deals so that they have constant cash flow, and then therefore they won't have to depend on the money that the creators bring in and try to take a cut of that, because if you're getting to that point, you're fucked. It's crazy because, yeah, there were so many points of failure that was never addressed. And how do you, and then which leads to a deeper analysis of how do you get to that point of such a massive brand, such a massive swing back, and such a massive like re-emergence of FaZe and lose it all. You were lucky to begin with. How did you not have any business sense? They didn't have a single good sponsor? Yeah. They were supposed to get on that. Do I blame him? Yeah. I don't know how you could be like 34 years old, be in charge of a multi-million-dollar brand org, managing so many people, and actually having an eye for talent and boosting all of them to success, and then losing it all. You have to be not as good of a businessman as you should be. The challenge is wrangling creators that actually meet deliverables. So I feel like that goes hand in hand with professionalism and the overall culture around this career, where people kind of have a very frat bro culture, especially in the FaZe circle, where everybody's just kind of like, oh, we're bros with each other. But you have to enact some level of professionalism to make sure these deliverables, for example, actually get done, because if you don't get deliverables, you don't get sponsored. If you don't get sponsored, you don't get brand deals. You don't get brand deals, you don't get money. If all those layers of your organization is failing at multiple points and you have no professionalism, it's inevitable. This FaZe did not fall just because of a 20% cut. It was because of all that. There were so many cracks in that organization that came from mismanagement, that came from bad business sense, that it was going to crumble regardless eventually. You cannot rely on the goodwill of people to run a multi-million-dollar business. That's incredibly naive. Has the issue with Tfue? How do they? I don't know the lore about that. You need your manager to be your manager, not your bro, yeah. %, Tfue, massages with their own member, rug pull. Oh. Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. I don't know the context of it that well. There any orgs doing it right? I mean, I wouldn't really know that much other than my own personal experience, but for the most part, orgs are broke. They don't have as much money as they did during COVID and the peak of online streaming and content when everybody was locked indoors. Which is why a couple years ago there was a mass exodus of a bunch of creators being let go from orgs because they could not afford to pay them anymore. Groups like this, anti-divorce streaming supposed to be? It depends, because there's different cultures of streaming and streaming orgs. You have orgs that focus on building content houses and having in-house collabs with each other. You have organizations that are like agencies where you sign on as a VTuber. You have organizations that just sign a streamer and then just have them occasionally have branching deals and include them as part of their roster for when they pitch to brands. It depends on the streamer and it depends on the culture of the org that they're cultivating with their roster. There's a lot of different kinds of orgs and how they want to approach the business with said streamers. Banks wants an org powered by love and friendship? Pretty much. That's not an inaccurate way to describe why he's upset. Because I think part of it comes with the fact that he's probably incredibly out of touch and expected the industry to still be like how it was at its infancy. A kind of fraternity. Which is why he's extra sensitive to the fact that they don't like him anymore. You would have figured out they've hired someone with some kind of business sense, and the reason why that doesn't work is because they were so ingrained in having this kind of fraternity relationship instead of looking at it from a more cutthroat business sense. Why they didn't have anybody in those positions? Because guess who filled those positions? Nepotism. And why everybody was so incompetent in making sure that all layers of aspects for the business, coming from making sure deliverables get delivered, making sure brands are getting pitched, making sure deals are getting made. Why were all of them so incompetent? It has to do with also nepotism and the surrounding and the bubble of sycophants and yes men. Yeah, I mean, like, the N-word and the F-word thing, to me, that just feels like such a if you want to look at like the rise and fall of phase, that's not what you need to focus on, but rather that's a symptom of what actually happened. It's like the overall expectation of fraternity to outlast the expectation of like fraternity and love and friendship to have more of a bearing over business sense is incredibly naive and laughable. Anyways, if any like random YouTubers trying to gather tea to give a summary of this video, you can quote me for that. You're welcome. I articulated it for you. Yeah, it actually is very poetic that they bring up the N-word and the F-word thing, because that is a symptom of what caused the actual overall collapse of it, was this desperate loyalty of expecting fraternity and camaraderie to pay off. It did not. If a creator can't he just create a new group of guys? He's in debt. So it's probably a bit harder, but also the social aspect of it is phase is a little stinky right now, so people probably don't want to be involved. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, phase as an org is... I have no idea what they're gonna do. I mean, he also said he's just gonna quit. What does he even do? I mean, I don't know, just like not get involved in trying to talk to people, basically, and trying to set things up. I don't know anything about that. What's this spawn? What is this? Bread. He's probably going away. Yeah, I mean, I don't really give a shit what he does. I'm just more interested in the analysis of how can an org that was very popular fade, get super popular again, and then die again. I find the analysis of the cultures surrounding that very interesting. Because it's a bit of a social issue to deconstruct. Yeah, there's gonna be a top 7 out of 10. We're gonna watch Mockingjay Part 1 in 30 minutes. You ever talk to any of the Phase people? No, I don't know any of them. I'm very out of the loop. Well, I said one thing to Blackboy Max a few years ago. I said, watch out, the trophy is heavy. That was it. When I was handing it to him, I told him to hold it by the base, so it doesn't break. Clair obscure. He's nominated for a Grammy. Good for him. Hololive and OTV are the ones that seem to work after years. Hololive is very, very strict and professional. OTV is also, I would say, I would say they had a pretty good bearing of how to navigate the scene. But also OTV is a bit more, I think they're less like businessy and more friend. But also, yeah, Hololive is a kind of org that is a little bit different from an org like, let's say, Sentinels. Yeah, Hololive is more like an idol org. What happened to OTK? Well, a bunch of people started raping. I don't know how else to describe it. Not even necessarily like specifically OTK people, but like OTK adjacent, because it's not just, orgs are not just like orgs. They have a branch of people that they surround and connect to. But then all of that contribute to the reputation of it. Like you have DLC characters, you know? Like you have OTV and Friends. OTK on the business side is doing well. Yeah, I think they did some cleanup. So it's not like they're condemned or anything. Is 100 Thieves dying? I don't fucking know. I don't know anything about. I don't know that much about 100 Thieves. I also don't really. I don't really like hang out in these streamer circles, so I do not have the tea.
Lui, étincelle, fragment essentiel.
I just be rugging, yeah. Wasn't Hunter getting 85% income from brand deals? I don't know. I don't know anything about that. There was a guy named Face Rug, yeah. That's pretty funny. I think, I mean, I also think that if you... Maybe this is just me being like very realistic and a pragmatic way of looking at it, but if you do not have confidence that you have a lot of knowledge and expertise in something, or you don't have a roster of people that have that level of expertise and you're a bad judgment of it, you should not be delving into business opportunities that you know nothing about. Like, for example, if I got into a... Let's say I became the face of some woodworking company or something, and I started promoting it, and I'm like, I'm a share owner, I'm a shareholder of this. Like, what the fuck do I know about cameras? I like some of her songs, but what the fuck does she know about cameras? You know? And I feel like for streamers, they see this as a kind of like, oh my god, this is a really good way to like branch out to business, to all that stuff. It's like, you do not have the sauce, stay away from it, because you will be taken advantage of. And I understand that it's good to have ambition, but you have to be careful where you're putting your trust. Otherwise you end up with like, with blue light, you end up with the phase, you end up with this shit. You cannot be doing that. You cannot be like just letting people take your millions of dollars and influence for a ride. That's what I was quoting. What the fuck does she know about cameras? Shrug. I think, I mean, if you don't ask the right questions or know what kind of questions to ask, it's very easy to sell you something, period. Which comes back, which again routes back to the thing. Having critical thinking. If somebody came to me and proposed an idea of, hey, you like art, right? We're gonna have you do let's do a partnership where you make your own watercolor paint and pigment and paintbrush and stuff. And I'd be like, okay, are we like making our own paint completely, or is this rebranded? That's one, a question I would immediately ask. Cause two, down the line, let's say I didn't ask that question. People find out that it's just rebranded like $10 dollar store watercolor set, and they're like, wait, this is just your shit but rebranded. And then it finds out, gets back to me, like, boom, that should have been a question I asked immediately. Then I don't take that deal. But people that lack critical thinking don't know that they lack critical thinking. They don't even know what kind of questions that they should be asking, or that they should be asking questions at all. Thanks, Fidiosa. The Poke Cookies? I like the Poke Cookies. I'm gonna be honest. I fucking like it. I thought it was great. I bought a box of them, and then I accidentally left it at Cutie's place and she fucking ate all of it. Because I forgot to pick it up. Because I enjoyed the cookies. They were not too sweet, and they had a lot of like dietary exceptions where they like didn't have a lot of stuff. So it was more consumable for a lot of people that it was like gluten, whatever, all that shit. I thought they were good. But the approach of it is, if I made you some kind of brand for watercolors, or for example, and I'm like, I've specifically picked out all the pigment, and then this is presented and branded as a thing that I specifically had a hand in creating, and then turns out that is not the case, that to me feels incredibly disingenuous, and I'm not okay with that personally. But if other people do that, I don't really give a shit. I'm just saying, like, there is a certain level of, like, due diligence that you should be doing when you do want to venture into business that is outside your realm of expertise. And to know what kind of questions that you should be asking for the people that are proposing these ideas to you to make sure that you don't get taken for a ride. Let's ride. Dun, 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 dun. Like that one skincare brand? Which one? A food content creator making a cookbook? Yeah, I mean, that's like totally normal. And like very okay. But it's less so more about like how relevant the content, the business content is to the content creators genre, but more so are they doing their due diligence? They gotta have the DDs, the due diligence. Because that's how you avoid having multiple points of failure to a point that it blows up into something massive that never should have gone there in the first place. Yeah, that's the thing, is like, it's good to be ambitious, but you have to be ambitious carefully in a very predatory career bubble, or like a very predatory, and you have a lot of lecherous businessmen that want to ride on your coattails to success, because guess who takes the fall? It's not gonna be them, it's gonna be you. Remember when Lyric almost sold NFTs? He shut that down real quick after chat flipped out. Yeah, and I can imagine how it was proposed to him, assuming that he probably doesn't know that much about NFTs, and they're probably like, hey, we have this new product idea for you. How cool would it be if your chat could obtain like very unique specific drops from you and have your name attached to it, and you get to choose what kind of designs they have, and every single one is unique, kind of like a cool Tamagotchi that everybody could uniquely own. Wouldn't that be cool? Oh my god, yeah, that sounds so sick. Yeah, I'm in. But then in that conversation somewhere should have been like, what exactly is the premise of this? How are these unique things being created? How does ownership work? What kind of ownership will be had? What kind of platform is this going to happen on? How are we going to do the front end, back end? Or like, maybe you don't have to get that specific, but it's like you have to ask the hows, and to be able to think of how deep it is going to be, you have to know and have some level of wisdom or intelligence to be able to probe that question in the first place. But yeah. And doesn't this all just route back to critical thinking? If I tell you Hune's pussy stinks, are you just going to take my word for it, or are you going to try to find out and figure out whether or not that's true and why I'm telling you that? You shouldn't just believe people. But some people don't have a good sense of judgment. You don't want to be caught sniffing Hune's pussy, yeah. Yeah, people don't have a lot of due diligence in any kind of information that is presented to them. And it should be way higher. It's disappointing to notice that in people, especially when it causes problems, whether it's business or just social issues. Yeah, Hungry Games in 13 minutes. Also think hiring should be based on skill rather than trust and loyalty. Oh my god, that's crazy. No way. What a hot take. So brave. Intentionally go about cultivating an audience, intentionally cultivating a specific audience, or intentionally cultivating an audience in general, because those are two very different questions. Yeah, I'm just glorp shaking the painting until 2. You're asking me how to grow your stream or audience? What a stupid question. Fuck off. People always ask, what is advice for starting streaming? What is advice? Is it? That's not advice you need. You're not asking your advice, then fuck off. People, like aspiring streamers, aspiring content creators, and aspiring influencers always ask that. How do I grow? How do I get that? It's like, no. That's not what you should be asking for advice for. What you should ask is how to navigate social situations and to make sure that you're not a fucking miserable person surrounded by miserable people. Because in this industry, you will be surrounded by very dubious people. Learning how to navigate that is so much more important than learning how to min-max the algorithm, because you can find so many articles on how to do that. Are you going to ask about why this person, like, to ask about experience and how you should deal with other people that are being weird to you, how you make sure that you're not being weird about other people, how you make sure your insecurities don't end up getting in the way of your interpersonal relationships? That is so much more important than learning how to game the algorithm so you have 5 viewers instead of 2. Who fucking cares? There's so much videos on how to min-max the algorithm, how to build thumbnails, how to make videos to be interesting. Tons of videos on that. Both are valid? No, I find one incredibly fucking moronic and stupid, and if you're asking that kind of shit, go fuck yourself. How to grow my audience? How can I be more popular? God. Disgusting. I just think it's such a dumb question. One, there is no answer that anybody can give you that hasn't already been said 500 times. If you just wanted me to repeat, stream consistently, stream regularly, But I don't think that's the answer these people are looking for. What they actually want is for you to be like,
What's the secret to getting really popular that, like, you know that other people don't, because I want to get really popular really fast?
okay, so then let's just skip to the end of the dialogue. What you really want to ask is not that. What you should be asking is how you should navigate balancing your attitude to stay positive in this god-awful industry that tests your mental every day. And if you want to be shouted out, die. Nobody wants to watch your boring ass stream. That's why I think it's a stupid question, okay? It's so unproductive. It's like coming here and asking me, how do I get better at drawing? Quit. You want to ask that question, you should quit. However, if someone comes in here and asks, how do you do such a good job at creating depth in the foreground and background, then I would tell you, well, with lighting and shadows by increasing and decreasing contrast. So because this is further away, I don't want it to be as contrasting, because when I add contrast, it's going to make this part jump out. And when you have this kind of leaf jumping out here, it's very jarring. So you want to make sure it blends because it's further back. Your eye focuses less on it. A good question relating to streamer, instead of asking how do I get better at streaming, you can ask something like, when people are being negative in chat and I feel like it affects my stream and my attitude, how can I readjust? How can I stay positive when people are being negative in chat? You should kill them. See, I can give much better answers if you ask a better question. Blackboy Max should ask me for advice, not Banks. On Skibidi. On S. Hello, can you help me? We can collaborate. I will get 100% of the revenue. Wait, 100%? That seemed kind of high. That don't seem normally. A 100% industry standard? Really? Okay. Is it even making a difference? I am not watching Garden of Words. Garden of Feet, yeah. For today's drawing, I decided to draw a child about to be kidnapped by Drifloon because I thought it would be funny. Ha 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 ha! Yeah. I thought of this idea yesterday with chat because I was asking for what I should do for a next prompt because I drew the really sad Charmander and I thought we should have more creepy Pokemon, unsettling Pokemon themes because I think that would be fun. So this is a kid at a birthday party about to be whisked away into the afterlife by a lurking Drifloon. Yippee! There you go. Okay, save. This was yesterday's. I quite liked yesterday's. This was yesterday's. Very opposite. I can't even draw a circle. Can you draw me? I can't even draw a line. I can't even draw a stick figure.